All right, Sunday morning. I have absolutely, completely lost my mind. I received an email yesterday from a lady that quite perfectly described what was going on with the Republican Party and Trump in particular. And when I got done reading it, I says, Jesus, that's the same thing that was going on in that movie Rollerball I keep talking about. You know? So here you go. Here's just... She's saying that Trump is miserable because he's forced to work. He's working at a pace that he's not capable of doing. He did not write one single executive order. They were all written over the past 4 years. They were written by Stephen Miller, a.k.a. Wormtongue, his former and once again speechwriter and advisor. They were written by Russell Vought, who is going through Senate confirmation hearing for the OMB, Office of Management, I think that's what that is, which put out the order stopping all federal grants, loans, and disbursements Monday. I can't even speak anymore. They were all written by all the writers of Project 2025 Playbook, the agenda Trump pretended nothing to do with. So, what it says basically is that Trump wants to destroy the government completely. And no more three branches, just one branch. A corporation with a CEO, better known as a dictator, better known as I don't know who, but I don't think it's going to be Trump. But that's what she says. And, you know, you look at things and you say, well, yeah, they're destroying two things happen in the first 10 days, all right? A lot of destruction to departments, a lot of fear. Departments aren't operating at efficiency levels right now because there's too much fear going on. They're afraid that if they do something wrong, they're gone, their history. Well, yeah, that's the same as every day in most corporations. The fact that he wants to do this is not surprising. The fact that he's being controlled is not surprising. I never said that he was controlled before, but I did say in some of my past videos that if the thing to watch isn't Donald Trump, it's the people around him. You know, he can't do everything by himself. He has to have his evil army around him, and now it seems like it's a little different. It seems like the evil army has decided that they don't need Trump anymore. So in the 2 years or whatever, if he can't run again, they're going to install J.D. Vance as president, and J.D. Vance will just keep doing the same crap because he's a wimp and a know-nothing, and he's a typical vice president, useless, you know. They don't do much of anything. You know, he made a big thing that he broke the tie on what was it, Hedges, whatever the defense secretary. He should be ashamed of himself for doing that. Yet he's sitting there with a big grin on his face. You know, he thinks that's some sort of power. It's not. You know, if the guy was worth it, there wouldn't have been a tie. All right. The opposition, whether it's Democrats or independents or whatever it is, to Donald Trump needs to organize themselves and organize them quickly, or it's going to be too late. All the damage will be done, and America will never recover from it. So they have to act fast, and in order to act fast, they have to find a leader. Now, if Kamala Harris was the leader that everybody thought she was when she was running for president, she'd be stepping forward, and she'd be all over the news combating Trump, and she's not. She's basically hiding because Trump's going to sign a warrant for her arrest, just like he is for Biden. People, you know, even though it'll go nowhere, it's just a harassment that she's going to go under, you know. So they're looking for that now. That's what everybody's watching now. See what he's going to do next. He's not going to do nothing next. He's reading from a playbook. You think he had all this stuff in his head? Trump can't remember he can't even remember how he likes his cheeseburgers. Come on, let's go. Let's get with the program here. He's not even a dictator wannabe. He isn't capable of it. You make America a business. You think they're going to leave him as CEO with his track record with businesses? How many of his businesses have tanked? Huh? He damn near destroyed America when he was president the first time, but people didn't notice what was going on. They couldn't see it. Trump's a good spokesman because he's good at manipulating things. He's a good double talker. You can't really, because nothing comes out of his mouth that's the truth. Because I don't believe he knows the truth. I don't believe anybody tells him the truth. If somebody sat down with him and told him exactly what was going on and how bad this would be for the economy, he wouldn't believe it. Because if he believes it, he goes along with that, I'm the smartest person in the room. And that's the biggest danger that you can have, or biggest problem you can have with a leader. It's the biggest danger that they exhibit, is the fact that they don't believe anybody else. They only believe in themselves. And Trump they're smart, the people behind Project 2025. They're bringing forward only people that will agree with Trump on certain issues, and only people that are able to convince Donald by paying him, obviously. That's the way he works. To spout what he's spouting, and it's if everything was real, if the government could do it, in 2 years they turn it around, and the Democrats have some power. Hopefully, good people in the office in these positions, and they decide they want to try to impeach him, and then they can get him impeached and remove him. You're going to be stuck with J.D. Vance, and Trump will have a major heart attack. I don't think Trump's going to go to finish the 4 years. I hope I'm wrong, because we're the same age, and I hope I make it, that long. Not really sure anymore. And a lot of people in America aren't really sure either because of what they're doing to the Medicaid and everything else. Mine's a little bit different. But the world doesn't care about people my age, and that's fine. We're too old to run an army. We're too old to run a country, really, because we have moments of doubt, moments of insecurity, moments of I don't want to say blackouts because not everybody has that, but moments of forgetfulness, and that's not good when you're dealing with a 40-year-old Russian or some a 40-year-old politician. What we need is a youth movement, but I don't want what they did after, which I was involved in when I got involved in politics, is you under 30. No, you can be under 40. I just want people that have a good track record and aren't beholden to anybody. And that's what happens when you get into politics. You end up it's like being a pro golfer. Everybody says these guys make a ton of money. Yeah, but it takes them a long time to get there. And who supports them in the meantime? Who pays for the trips and stuff like that? That when you're a top 5 or top 10 golfer, you get paid to show up at a tournament. These people have to pay their way to the tournament, pay their way for the hotels and everything else. It's just like a professional bass fisherman or a professional. I want to say baseball player because they're different. But, he's like a golfer, and they borrow a lot of money. They have sponsors. and they're beholden to those sponsors for, a long time, sometimes, maybe their whole career. If they ever say anything bad or walk away from a sponsor, one of these sponsors, the rest of the sponsors walk away from them. It's a club. Well, that's a politician. A politician is beholden to a lot of people by the time they reach a certain position. All right, when you hold a public office, people are beholden, to them. The candidates beholden to the people that helped them get there. And you say, well, that's not, just go, oh, they just do it out of the kindness of their heart. Bullshit! They're doing it for favors. They're doing it for money. They're doing it for whatever. They don't just support these clowns for nothing. You think somebody's going to support Trump at the beginning of his career that wasn't going to make some money out of the deal? If this lady that wrote this letter, like I said earlier in the conversation, if this lady that wrote that letter says that if it's true and they want one corporation to run this country, it's not going to be Trump. Because I said, look at his track record. He's the only one who's walked away unscathed from from all of his business ventures. They all go belly up. And I'm still amazed that with a fairly good location, not the easiest location in the world to get to, but a good location, that his casino went bankrupt. When you have, in Connecticut, you have, I forget the name of the casino, but it's an Indian casino that's up there. When that's not operating in the red, they're in the black. They may not be $1 billion institution, but they're operating in the black. Trump's casino operated in the red. Why? Because Donald used it as his private little bank. It's just, how the mafia works. They take over a business and they start selling off all of its assets until the business has no assets and goes bankrupt. Well, that's what they did at the casino. That's what Trump did. That's where Trump learned his operation, from the mafia. He operates on the same principles. I get frustrated, and you see me stuttering, and I try and figure out what to say, because first of all, I'm trying to keep the conversation as clean as possible. Second of all, it's very hot in here. Hold on a second. Second of all, I get so frustrated trying to explain, talking to people, about what this idiot's done, and people don't seem to care. All these people that are on Facebook and Twitter. Well, I don't have Twitter anymore, but I do have a lot of people doing things that are on Mastodon Social and Mastodon University, but they're, I don't have the thousands of followers I had when I was on Twitter, and that's fine, because I also don't get any porn anymore, on Twitter, which I used to get on Twitter. And I don't have to worry about the people I'm talking to that much, because they're pretty much serious folks. And I don't get friend requests on Twitter. They'll follow you, and then you can follow back if you want to, or if you read something and you want to follow that person, that's what you can look them up and check them out, But getting back to what I was saying here, that I just mental fart. I'm sorry. That's my old age creeping in again. But I get frustrated. Here we go. I get frustrated when people don't, pay attention. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm really not. I would love to have somebody come on when I'll tell you later, to talk to me and tell me I'm wrong, and then let's have a discussion back and forth. Not a yelling match. I don't want some fanatic, gun-toting, right-wing, left-wing, whatever they call them, trumpet, screaming at me. I want to have a legitimate conversation. If I know enough to have a conversation with you, I'll have the conversation with you. If I don't, I'm not going to get involved in the conversation so you can make me look like an idiot, okay? I don't have the ability to tell you to go fuck yourself in nice terms like Donald Trump does. Alright, so next we'll be talking, well, there's flag football today if you guys are interested about it. That's a pretty good, cool game. I was talking the other day about it, and I remember playing football. That's how we played in the bar leagues. The taverns played against each other, or restaurant chains played against teams, from other parts of the country. But it was cool. It was a lot of fun, and I appreciated that game, and that's where I got my love of football from. That and my brother played football in high school. Alright, you know what time it is. Hit the subscribe button. Let's get it over with. Come on. Like me or hate me. I don't care. But hit the subscribe button, please. It doesn't cost you anything. Doesn't make me any money. It just gives me a little bit of a more meaning to what I'm doing with Facebook, with YouTube, and maybe they'll move my position up a little bit so more people can get to see me or whatever. I don't know how they're going to do it. But anyhow, next week, I'm only going to be on, I'll be on Thursday, 7 p.m. live. I don't know whether I'll do these videos during the week or not, but I will be Thursday, 7 p.m. live. Okay, just look up a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I'll tell you how to do it later on before we get there. Don't worry about it. But that's Thursday, 7 p.m. Okay, if it has any kinds of reaction, I'll be doing that on a regular basis. But we're going to be live Thursday, 7 p.m. YouTube. You can look up my name. You can look up a little bit of this or a little bit of that. Okay, sorry about that. That's it for me today. Have a great day. Probably talk to you tomorrow.